Do they watch my stories every day? Yes, they do. Did they like 2 of my posts like 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Any possible way that their name can come up or like the thought of them can come up in your brain is like what gets them off.
Lauren here saying, my lurker gives kudos on every Strava post and is one of my first of 3 IG story viewers every time.
Why is he so engaged in my digital platform if he wasn't interested in being engaged with me physically?
So if you ever feel down about like lurkers and what happened to you with them, just turn it around. Be like, I am that bitch and you are my fan and this is fan behavior.
Hi, I'm Dee Selman and I just got my 12th parking fine.
For this year?
Yes.
That's actually tragic. Usually it's like 1 a month for you, but like what, we're doubling the numbers? This is crazy.
Yeah. Do you know what really pisses me off as well?
What?
The parking fine was 5 minutes before I actually started paying for parking.
That's what they always say, these
Because
people.
I've got the app and I was
you
like,
people always say that.
well, I parked maybe for like 6 hours while we were at work and I was like, oh fuck, I forgot to pay for parking. So like I genuinely did forget. And then so I got the app and I like paid for the last 2 hours of the day. But then when I got to my car, I realized that the ticket was like put on the car 5 minutes before I had it paid, which made it so much more frustrating. And the price has gone up. It used to be $90 and now it's $100 and something.
Yeah. Are you going to appeal it?
Well, I always try.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know what you do. You go, hi, ChatGPT.
Well, I haven't gotten away.
D again.
My last appeal I didn't get away with, so I'm going to have to be a bit more creative this time.
Did you write it yourself or did you get
I
AI?
wrote it myself, yeah.
Okay, try AI this
Yeah, I
time.
might just say and be like, give me the best excuse.
There's no way that they don't have a file on you that's like a glossier that's like this thick.
Another email from Miss Salmon.
Another D Salmon fine. Oh my God. It's you versus the council every day and I live for this war.
Take me to court.
Honestly.
I'll be there.
I'll represent. No, you kind of look like you could represent in court today. By the way, if you're not watching us on Spotify or YouTube, what
are you doing?
the hell are you doing?
I was going to say, what are you doing?
What the fuck are you doing? We're a vodcast. So yeah, get amongst it. We are on YouTube. We're on Spotify. Hi, I'm Pip Rasmussen, by the way. And I have a gripe with Airbnbs. Don't put in your fine print that you have to bring your own linen and towels. If you're going to provide, you know, a shelter for people in their time of need during the school holidays, whenever you want to get a little break in.
Is this because you were looking?
Well, yeah, I want to do like a little weekend away, like a winter weekender. Because I've been seeing a lot of friends skiing and snowboarding. Getting really influenced by that. But I'm like, no, let's not do that because I'll, 1, have an injury and 2, like absolutely drain my bank account.
Yeah.
But I was having a look around and a lot of Airbnbs now, they seem to just be like, bring your own towel, bring your own sheets. Fuck you.
Sorry. In what world? I think Am I bringing my towels? Like some of them ask you to bring like multiple towels or your pillows
They say tea towel as well as bath towel. That's so shit.
In what world?
I think we're done with Airbnb. I think it's been done for a long time. Like they are flop-teened out. Like we're so done with them. Hotels forever. So the weekend away, TBC. I'm not bringing my own tea towel.
I agree.
Again,
with you.
fuck you.
She's mad about it.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about our personal gripes with society. We're here to talk about our gripes with relationships, dating, and sex.
And lurkers.
In particular.
So
we have a huge gripe with this.
No, Pip and I are really excited about this episode because firstly, we've been wanting to do it for ages. Secondly, we have our own personal lurkers that we want to throw shade at. But we just wanted to throw it out there for you to see if this is something that you experience. Like when you've had someone who in particular maybe has ghosted you, been a bit of a shit person, not wanted a relationship, but then continues to lurk your socials for the rest of your fucking life.
Yeah. So
like,
if
what
this
do you want?
Sounds familiar to you or if you have still no idea what we're talking about, don't go anywhere. We're going to explain all of it in this episode. Okay, so you might be thinking, what exactly is a lurker? Let us help define it a little bit. It can be, it's a new term. We've kind of made it up a little bit.
I think we have made this whole term up. You know how there's so many terms now in dating relationships? It's like breadcrumbing, woke fishes, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
We have made lurkers up.
I hope that people Google this and we come up.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Let it
we've
be
made
known.
a thing.
Let it be known.
And about time we've made up a term on this show. Like, it's our turn to make up something.
So hashtag, spread it around.
A lurker, derogatory, by the way, because there are good lurkers and there are bad lurkers. We're talking about
The bad
ones.
lurkers.
So these lurkers are people who have, in our eyes, cut you off, ghosted you, and have basically told you that they're not interested in dating you. So they're like, we're done. See you later.
Yeah.
Bye. But it's never really goodbye. They have added you on their socials and they're watching your stories. They're liking your contents, sending you little flame reacts, heart eye emojis. Even though previously they were like, I don't really want anything to do with you. Whether it was like a serious cut off ghosting situation or if they were like, we don't have a future together and we don't want to be friends.
It's, in my eyes, the people who, like, I feel like it has to be a bit more malicious, right? It's the people who are getting off on making sure that they are still in your orbit. It's like, oh, don't move on. Don't move on with someone else.
I'm always here.
I'm always here. It's like the breadcrumbing. It's like the first to watch your story. It's in any possible way that their name can come up or like the thought of them can come up in your brain is like what gets them off.
Yeah. And it's a mixture for people's reactions of the lurkers. It's like either you're annoyed by it, you're pissed off, or you might just be really confused. You're like, thought we were done. Like, why are you still here? But yeah, I think we're going to get to the bottom of why these lurkers hang around and maybe why some of us low-key kind of like them.
Like why you keep them around.
Why you keep them around instead of just like getting rid of them, blocking them, removing them as a follower. So let's get into that. So we asked you on our Instagram at Triple J the Hookup, do you have a lurker? 58% of you said yes, 12% of you said no, and 30% of you were unsure.
Do you think the unsure is just people who are unsure of what we mean by lurker or unsure of like checking? They haven't checked enough.
I just assumed 30% were guys who don't even know that they can see who's looking at their story. I know the girlies are looking. I know some guilies are looking at who's watching their stories. But I think a lot of guys don't bother with that. So could be a mix of both.
Yeah, I'm like,
that's a good point.
I want another poll to like unpack unsure.
Do you have a lurker?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a lurker.
You probably have several.
I've got several lurkers. My favorite lurker though is this guy who maybe about 5 years ago we hooked up. We had sex at a festival and it was just like this fun fling. And I knew that it was not going to go anywhere, right? I didn't want a boyfriend. I was just having fun. I wanted to leave it as it was. But he then 6 weeks later, I think it was like we hooked up. We didn't see each other again or speak. 6 weeks later, proceeded to send me a message saying like, hey, I just, wanted to let you know that like I don't really see this going anywhere and I'm not looking for anything serious with you. Like I'm actually kind of seeing someone else and like just wanted to let you know that. And I was like, okay.
What?
Yeah.
You hadn't spoken for 6 weeks.
Nothing. And I was like, bro, I think I was in New York. I was like,
Oh.
and like having sex with other people, like, you know what I mean? I was
the
like,
Big Apple.
In the Big Apple. I was like, hello? Anyway, I just thought it was so funny, like the audacity of him to be like, just thinking I'm sitting around like crying my eyes out, wanting a serious relationship.
Wow.
And so, yeah, I just thought it was really funny. I was like, no, I'm good. Like, that's so fine. I didn't think this was anything. Anyway, clearly has like a girlfriend now, but proceeds to lurk the fuck out of all my stuff for the past 5 years. Like likes every post I post. I don't follow him. He just follows me and like always looks at my story. Like I'm not like looking out for him, but I just like these lurkers like make themselves known, right? Like they're the first to like your story. They like all your things. They react to your stories. I just find it funny because I'm like, you really made it obvious that you don't want anything to do with me, but now you continue to like and lurk me for the rest of my life while you have like a partner.
Yeah. Well, my lurker ghosted me. Let me take you back.
Yeah.
A festival fling.
This is serious. Oh, look at us both.
I know, festival fling. So little festival fling, hooked up. And then we went on like a series of like pretty consistent like hangouts. I would call it dates. Like we were going to each other's houses. We were going to get dinner and drinks and stuff like that. We'd talk like pretty consistently. I ended up inviting them out to a gig and then they just like never texted back. And that's why, when you invite someone and you're like, hey, I've got tickets to this show tonight. Would you be keen? It's like a timely thing. You'd be like, I'll let you know. Like, oh, so sorry I can't make it tonight, like another time. Literally crickets. And I was like, So weird. And we went through this together, right? Where I was literally like,
I was like, did he die?
did they have an accident? Are they okay? Like, what happened? And I was like, this is so weird. And like,
And this is after like a few more messages of just like, hello.
yeah, I was doing like
It wasn't like he didn't see your message
No.
or didn't get it. It was like you were actively being like,
I actively was like chasing it up, being like, what
hey,
happened?
are you alive?
And then I did the message of like hey, it's all good if it's not for you, and like if you're not interested,
do
or if
the
you
decent fucking thing and let me know.
exactly, if you're not busy, if you're too busy and you're not interested, then let me know. Then we can just like end it, whatever. Anyway, that never happened. Never heard from them. But do they watch my stories every day? Yes,
Yeah.
they do. Did they like 2 of my posts like 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yes, they did. So what the fuck?
No,
I'm not
because
mad about it. I was more baffled and just bewildered at the blatant ghosting and then the lurking. I don't think all lurking comes from a bad place, which we're going to like explore in this. I think sometimes it does, and we're going to hear your stories about this. But I think in some cases it can just be like I don't know, you didn't have the balls to communicate. Like,
that's what I'm keen to explore in this app. It's just like, why? Like, what
Why?
do you fucking want?
and let me tell you a little teaser. We are going to hear from some self-confessed lurkers at the end of this
Yeah.
episode. So make sure you keep watching.
Okay, let's hear from you.
yes.
Let's hear about your own lurkers. So Tatiana said, I have a few lurkers from past dating app flings. They're pretty chill. I love that we're like giving them characteristics.
They're kind of chill.
Yeah, they're kind of chill. But maybe on the fence about what kind of relationship they wanted to pursue. Example, actual relo or friendship. I try not to think too much about it.
Lauren here saying, my lurker gives kudos on every Strava post and is one of my first of 3 IG story viewers every time. The Strava kills
This
me.
is the thing. This is a full-on thing.
Cross-social lurking.
Yeah.
Wild.
I've got friends who have lurkers and it's always the Strava.
Is it?
Yeah. It's always like the kudos. And it's like, you ghosted me,
Yeah.
but you are.
Stop watching my runs.
But you're watching my runs? I find it so creepy.
We got this voice memo from Sean talking about his lurking.
So I met this girl, and really, it'd been a long time since I really sort of like struck up an instant rapport with someone. I immediately asked her out on a date, and she said yes. And then tried to make it happen a couple of times, never happened. And then I was a bit confused as to what was going on. And then it wasn't until we both attended a mutual event that I said to her, what happened? And she just said, I just come back from overseas, didn't feel ready. And so therefore I just didn't pursue it. But she still is always, checking me out social media wise, stories wise, liking stuff, and just basically just lurking. And I don't mind. It does not bother me whatsoever. But it's just, she has no interest. Why is she even showing it in that way? So I just find it a bit bizarre.
She seems like she's keeping Sean in the back pocket a little bit,
Yeah.
potentially. She was like, I wasn't
Yeah.
ready then. But yeah, we had another voice memo from Bridge talking about lurking.
Yeah, so my lurker is a friends with benefits I used to have, and things are working out pretty good. But then, yeah, he just turned into like a real bitch, and I decided I didn't have time for it. So he kept, doing the whole, have a nice life or fucking see you later type drama with me, and then would block me for months on end, and then would just randomly appear one day. And then I finally decided to just be like, nah, like, you're not worth my time. You're not a very good friend. And like the way that you just keep popping up when things are going good for me. And then, yeah, recently I was on a bit of a hiatus from the socials, and then he followed me, and then I didn't follow him back, and I posted a dump, and then, yeah, blocked again.
Wow, she's been on a journey.
Yeah. See, that's kind of malicious, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's
Yeah.
the malicious lurker.
Yes.
Like, the one whose the intent is to just be like, fuck you, blah, 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 but I'm still here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to remind you
Yeah.
that I'm still here, which is when the block was, a great move, but we'll talk about the block later.
The block is
The
coming
block,
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
We got this voice memo from Sophie.
So a few years ago, I met this guy from a dating app. I just wound up back at his house after I'd been out for a few drinks. And the next day, I just decided that he was too intense for me too quickly. So I let him know that I didn't want to take things any further. I still have him on Instagram. He's still always one of the first people to view my stories and like my photos. And every now and then he'll send me a post that I've uploaded, and he'll do like the flame emoji or whatever. I don't really know why I still have him there, but he is absolutely my biggest lurker and I just haven't gotten rid of him.
Okay, there's something that Sophie has said here that I think a lot of you will relate to. There's something about lurkers that you kind of want to keep them around, right? And we asked you on our Instagram, we did a poll, we said, well, how do you deal with your lurkers? And 81% of you said, let them lurk.
Let them.
Let them.
Mel Robbins.
Let them, exactly. And for me, I kind of relate to this because I'm like, okay, fan behavior, like love it.
Yeah, like
Watch me thrive.
That's-
Like enjoy my content. You missed out on this.
that's the thing, especially if it's like our stories where it's like a guy's been like, I'm not interested in you.
Yeah.
Whether it's ghosting or genuinely just telling you. And it's like, all right, well, watch my career thrive, my life thrive, watch
Body
my
tea.
glow up,
Friends badass.
my new mans. You know what I mean?
Looking great here.
Like, please be a fan.
Yeah, so if you ever feel down about like lurkers and what happened to you with them, just turn it around. Be like, I am that bitch and you are my fan and this is fan behavior.
And I feel like it's even better when you don't follow them. It's just like the dynamic is just like, yeah, I mean, please follow.
The thing is though, with the person that ghosted me and my lurker, I can't unfollow them because they were in private and then I'll lose access forever. And like that would bother me because I kind of want to lurk them back. I'm as bad as my lurker.
Yeah.
Oh.
See, that's where you get the fake account. But anyway, that's a whole other type of lurker. The Finster is a whole other type of lurker.
But yeah, we got some DMs about this. You say some of you love it. Steph says, I leave some to lurk, let them see what they lost. Yep. Honey saying, I honestly don't mind. It's a little ego boost. A lot of you hated it though, right? A lot of you were not into this.
Yeah. Lydia said, why ghost but stay around? Very immature and damaging behavior. Mostly men, it seems. Well, I mean, yeah, maybe.
I did just admit to being a little lurker myself.
Yeah,
at times.
contextually. I feel like we all have lurkers and we all lurk. So another example is, so we know someone whose ex-partner broke up with them and then had got a new partner and their new partner lurks their socials. So like watches all their stories and it's always like the first person to look. And so sometimes I think lurkers can be either like your new partner's ex or your ex's new partner.
It can be somebody who's like jilted
Or
a little
just
bit
like
jaded.
jealous of you being the ex or like jealous of you being with the new partner.
Or like trying to figure out like you and it's like, well, why did they date you? Like what
Yeah.
made them tick? Like
And like
together?
we've all stalked. Like we've all stalked an ex's new girlfriend. But like the lurking is, I think, in the specifics of the lurker is like continuously.
Agreed.
You know?
Yeah.
They're always there.
I think we can all agree like a little online stalk every now and then is really fun. And we all do it to like colleagues, friends,
Yeah,
like,
God, yeah.
you know, exes, whatever. But yeah, you're right. I think lurkers are people who are there like really consistently. So we got a DM from Chelsea saying, I had one from the apps, told him it wouldn't work. He proceeded to always be there in the background lurking. So I removed him as a follower. Then he messaged me asking why I removed him, hoping I'd have changed my mind. I didn't.
Okay, I feel like dating apps is the epitome of lurker territory because so many times when I was on the apps, like you would maybe match with someone, not even chat, and then they would follow you on Instagram and then they would just lurk but not message you. And it's like, well, what are you doing? Are you keen or you just want to be a fan for the rest of my life? And I just felt like it was such dating app behavior, like people who don't, I'm like, are you scared? Like, why are you not messaging me on either the dating app or the Instagram?
I have to tell you something.
What?
I've totally done this like several times.
Why do you do it?
Okay, so let's say you have somebody in a certain app's rose jail and they have their Instagram like, you know,
In
thing.
their handle, yeah.
If I don't want to spend my rose on you, I'm going to follow you on Instagram. And I was just kind of hoping that they would message me.
But you've pursued them.
I have actually, that's a lie. I have followed and then messaged them as
Okay.
well to be like, hey, saw you on the
Yeah.
dating apps. Didn't want to spend my rose on you, but here's a rose instead. And I just send them a rose emoji and be like, hope that's good enough. XX.
Did it work?
No. Never. It's never worked. So I tried it like 3 times and then I was like,
So now you just look.
yeah. So, and you know what happened the other day? Someone's story came up and I was like, who the fuck is this? And I literally went into their thing, had no mutuals, didn't recognize them. And I was like,
Oh, from a dating app.
from a dating app that I had followed.
Right.
And maybe hadn't even messaged properly.
So maybe some lurking in the dating app sense is just like lurking each other to see who makes the first move, or just sizing each other up. Like you're like looking at stories, sussing them out. What is their life like?
Now, look, we did mention the block before because a lot of you actually were like, how I deal with my lurkers is I straight up block them. Couldn't be me. I'm like, let them. But 15% of you said you do block. And we got a voice memo from Jess talking about this.
If I met someone through a dating app or like a friend set us up and we went out a few times and we had fun but it didn't work out, I don't mind them still following me on social media. I actually kind of like getting occasional updates from people and seeing what they're up to. But if I met someone and they weren't very nice to me, or we went out a few times and then they didn't respect me when I said I didn't want to pursue anything, I'll block them. I don't give them the chance to lurk on me, on my socials. I feel like they ruined that opportunity for themselves, and I don't need that drama in my life, and I don't want reminders of them popping up on my social media.
I get confused with the block. I've never blocked someone like that because I never want to show anyone that they've affected me that much.
Wow.
Which is a pride thing.
Yeah.
So I do the mute. I don't follow.
Yeah.
But I'll mute if I need to. But I'll
absolutely big muter.
I have never really blocked.
I've never blocked anyone. But it's not because of the pride thing. It's because, again, I'm like, what if I get bored and I don't know.
You want to stalk
I
them?
want to stalk them.
I just don't want to let them know that I care. But yeah, a lot of you did block, and I totally get when someone's like actually hurt you, right? Which is what happened to Ruth.
We both agreed that we didn't really want anything serious, but we were having a nice time, and then he just decided that he wasn't up for it, but instead of having a conversation with me about it, just kind of ghosted me, even though we were friends. That was fine. But then since has lurked on my stories for the rest of time and is always like the first person to view my story, and is one of those people that doesn't post anything on his own social media. So I decided to just block him after a while. You shouldn't have access to my life and what I'm doing if you can't even respect me enough to like civilly end a situationship with me.
I feel like if Ruth was in the room right now, she would say, Pip, you need to block your lurker.
Yeah, your ghoster needs to be fucking in jail. Like the fact that he thinks that he can just like look at your stories and like them with no consequence.
I know.
See, I agree with Ruth there, but like, yeah.
To be fair, he's getting his consequence right now. He's getting his moment on the pod.
International podcast. No, I feel like the next level of blocking is calling the lurker out. That is hardcore, and I actually think it's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Like I'm so here for the person that calls them out, which can look like posting them on your story, being like at blah blah blah.
I see you.
I fucking see you. That is my favorite kind of person.
I know.
That has no shame. That's just like at blah blah blah.
And we asked you as well. We were like, who amongst us has been calling people out? 4%. And D, we need to get those numbers up.
Get that number.
Get that number up.
Okay, we also got this voice memo from Amanda as well.
Recently, where a guy had asked me out on a date. We had arranged a day, but not a restaurant nor a time. And then he just didn't respond. Like I'd followed up, there was nothing, no response, but he still watches all my stories. He still responds with crying, laughing faces and heart emojis, but never actually interacts. So I called him out. I asked him why. Why is he so engaged in my digital platform if he wasn't interested in being engaged with me physically? His response was, you're blowing this out of proportion. I'm just interested in your life and we're friends. And I was like, well, we're not actually friends. Like we connected on a night out. We had made an intention to see each other again and you had gone silent. For me, I'm a very private person. I have a private Instagram account. I don't generally have people I don't know on my account. So to have someone that I wouldn't normally be interacting with physically and then be so prominent in a social way, it does send out mixed signals. And can you understand how that can be a mixed signal? Due to his inability to understand where I was coming from, I just said to him, like, look, at the end of the day, I've highlighted to you, it made me feel uncomfortable. I've asked you to explain so I can see where you're coming from. So I just said to him, like, look, I don't need you in my life and I'm blocking you.
I love her.
Yeah. She's who I should be right now.
She called him out and was like, no, we're not friends.
Look, that's you know, a great example of where someone's taken control and like clearly knows their intention, right? But
I love the boundary. People who put the
boundary.
boundaries, whether that's blocking, calling them out,
Thank
saying,
you.
I don't need this kind of energy in my life.
But then there are people like moi who are like, why do I let them lurk? Like Sophie before as well, like me. And we actually had Kayla chat to us in the DMs about her situation of lurking. So she messaged us and she was like, I reconnected with a guy on field, but we actually used to work together around 2018, 2020. I really wanted to meet him again because I remember him being a really nice person. She sent us this voice memo.
Hey Queens, I have a lurker situation going on pretty much right now as it unfolds. A guy ghosted me on Saturday when we were supposed to go on a date, but he's been lurking on my social media ever since. To be fair, I posted some thirst traps on Saturday night and I absolutely wanted him to see them. And he did. I was checking. So maybe that's a little bit on me. But he has since texted me back and apologized about Saturday night, then kind of didn't reply and kept lurking, looking at my stories and on my social media, and now has again texted me back and wants to meet up. And I feel like all my friends said after he ghosted me, block him, block him, block him. And I didn't because I was hopeful something would still happen. So I let him lurk. Also because I liked that attention and I really wanted him to see me looking hot and cute and doing fun things and going out with the girls and living my life, and hope that he would come to his senses and make the decision to text me back. So it is unfolding and I will keep you updated.
See, I think this is the perfect example of like why we almost delude ourselves into letting them lurk, right? Because we're like, firstly, we want them to see us having a great time, looking hot, blah, blah, blah. But then like Kayla, she was like, I really hope he actually messages me and comes around and like gets back into my life.
Yeah.
Jinx. So you heard her say like, I'll give you an update, right?
Yeah.
So the update is not good.
No.
He did come
Shock.
back around. He did.
Only to ghost again.
And then only to ghost again and
Of course
basically
he
say
did. Of course he did.
they broke it off. Like he was like, it's not right. Like it's not for me.
Sorry.
And, yeah.
This is the thing, is I wonder if you are letting old mate ghost art lurk, because do you somehow maybe think that there might be an opportunity later in life one day?
No.
So you're just letting him lurk because you want him to see you living a life.
Yeah.
But it's like people are letting their lurkers have so much mental space.
We're letting
real
them
estate.
We're letting them have too much power. There is something to be said about like putting up a boundary, having consequence to the action. It's like I can get an ego boost somewhere else, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I genuinely like I was like came to peace with it after weeks of being like, what the fuck? What did I do? And now I'm like totally fine with it, obviously. I have been fine with it for a really long time, but it's just funny to look back at now, and maybe I will. Maybe I'll remove them and be like, okay, you had your fun. See ya.
Yeah. It's also like people need to realize that shitty dating behavior has consequences. And ghosting is an awful, awful fucking thing to do to someone.
I know.
And he hasn't had any.
We could do a whole ep on ghosting, but
Yeah.
that's a whole different thing.
Like, yeah. So anyway,
yeah.
let's get into why people are lurking. We got this voice memo from Larissa.
A lot of the time, I think they are already seeing someone else, but they still want to keep a few people on the side just in case. So they don't fully disappear, but they also don't make any real effort to catch up or move things forward with you. I think this is usually the case when you meet people on dating apps, because you match, you chat for a bit, but they never actually ask to meet up or make any plans. And like, honestly, I get how it happens, because you swipe on so many people, you end up talking to a few at once, but you just don't have the time or energy to properly invest in all of them. When that happens to me, it's such a turn off, because I feel like I'm not their first option, and I don't like to be option number 2.
Josie also got in touch and sent us this voice memo.
My theory as to why I think my ex is a lurker and keeps unblocking me and blocking me again is because he knows if he does text me, I'll ask if his partner knows that he's texting me, and I'll ask how they are and if they're okay with it, because when he blocked me originally, it was because his partner wasn't okay with him talking to his exes, which is understandable. But since then, he's unblocked me, texted me, I've shut it down, and he's blocked me again. So I think the reason that he keeps blocking me and unblocking me all the time and checking on my stories and checking on my posts is just to see how I'm doing and what I'm doing, because he knows that he can't actually ask me what I'm doing because I will shut it down and ask about his partner. Yeah, that, and he doesn't know what he had until he lost it, as my man puts it, because I was trying to be the best girlfriend I possibly could at the time, and I still think I did pretty good, so that's why I think my ex is my lurker.
That ex needs to be blocked. Sorry. He needs to go.
Yeah.
He's taking up way too much real estate.
Yeah. All right, so we teased at the top that we were actually going to speak to some self-confessed lurkers, and that's how we're going to end this episode. Quite a few people came through the DMs and voice memos. A few were lurking back at us when we were like, hey, do you want to talk about this? And they were like, crickets. But like,
Wow.
a lot of people were really open about how they felt about their lurking, and this is what they had to say.
Dan said, to be honest, I'm a lurker, but I'm jealous with how they live their lives. As a man, women are having more fun than me, and I envy that. I picture myself in their stories, and it makes me sad that I'm not there.
Okay. That makes me
Interesting.
sad.
But is this like people you've turned down? Because you could be there,
yeah.
but you turned them down.
Yeah.
Because it's like maybe the interpretation, I think people are confused about what it means to be a lurker, because we've really tried to define it as like someone who said they didn't want a relationship or anything with you, but then continue to like still lurk your life.
Yeah, like we were saying at the top, I feel like it's not when you have an amicable split from somebody or you just like kind of fizzle out to friends. It's like a really intentional, like, we're not interested in each
Like,
other, or
hi,
I don't want you.
I'm still here. And I feel
Yeah.
like this person who is anon is on the right track. They said, I lurk. They know I lurk, and it keeps it open for more lurking and sex.
I mean, yeah.
And I feel like a lot of lurking happens when people are like, I don't want to shut this down. I'm still keeping this open for something in the future.
Yeah.
Like maybe they're seeing someone else at the moment and just the timing wasn't right, and they're like, I'm going to keep lurking because I'm still interested for potentially something happening one day.
Yeah. We spoke a little bit before about ego and lurking, and Alex sent us a voice memo about this.
For me, it's kind of like a little reminder, maybe like a baby ego trip, where it's just like it's a reminder that you can feel that way, or that someone has felt that way about you, even if it didn't turn into anything. It's like a little metal detector going like pow, where it's just like, oh yeah, it didn't turn into anything, but I'm reminded of that maybe becoming something, even if it didn't, because there had to have been something there.
Oh, Alex. I feel like that's wholesome.
So he's basically being like, it reminded me that someone was attracted to me once.
Yeah. Pow. the metal detector.
That's really
The ego
nice.
detector.
That's nice.
I think a lot of people who got in touch with us, apart from the person who was like, yeah, I'm lurking because I want sex. Like, I think everyone else was kind of like really wholesome and like intended for good in a way. Don't you reckon?
Yeah, but then they're not the ghoster lurkers. You know what I mean?
Show yourself.
Yeah, I want a ghoster to be like, this is why.
Let's end this one on Paige's lurking point of view.
Maybe it's because I'm queer, right? So I've got so many women who I've matched with on Tinder, or we've gone on just one date and we've just called it a day and been like, you know what, this isn't the right fit, but you're still a freaking cool person, and like, I want nothing but the best for you. And some of these people, like, we've been following each other's stories for years, and we'll like randomly message each other. You know, if we post something, something's changed. Gosh, there's one guy that I matched with years and years ago, and we've never met, but we see each other's stories, and he recently got married, and I messaged him, congratulations. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing.
The fact that they never met and she's still going, hey, congrats on your wedding.
That's nice.
I like that.
That's kind of like parasocial relationships.
I guess that's kind of what a lot of us are in at the moment, like internet friends. I don't know about you, but I have internet friends that I'm like, I've never met you, but I feel invested in your life.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's lurking though, but
No.
I appreciate that she's like, I've dated people and then we've just gone like, let's just part ways.
And you can still follow each other because you're cool.
I think there's lots of lurking that happens because it is like the possibility is still there that they might cross paths again, or you might one day the timing might work out and you might be ready to date, or you might be in the right headspace, or you might break up with your partner. And it's like, I kind of get the keeping the people on socials for that, and just like not burning any bridges, you know. But with the ghosters, I don't know about that.
Well, let's wrap it up here.
Those lurkers need to be fucking blocked.
Let's take a break.
Okay.
All right.
Love you, lurkers.
See you in the DMs.
Bye.